this clutch and flywheel going back on this car today if it's the last thing I do. So I did go and get a new flywheel. So we got a brand spanking new LUK flywheel to go with a brand spanking new LUK clutch. Now I have also got the Draper clutch tool. No, this must go in there. So that's B. No, that's A. There isn't another bit. What's that then? Well, where's A? I haven't got A. Oh, this is A. Oh, I see. That goes in there. Let's go like that. Oh, because it expands. Okay. And then that goes in there. Place the pressure plate on top of the clutch plate. Turn the assembled unit over and centre align the clutch plate onto the pressure plate. Oh, I see. Then you just align this to the edges. I'm just aligning it there all the way around the edge. There's a tighten nut C. So then tighten this nut. And then that, my friends, is a perfectly aligned clutch. What a fantastic little tool. That's brilliant. Right, so the problem I've got now is basically one of logistics. I need to get in here to replace this rear main seal, but not only that, obviously the clutch and the flywheel need attaching to this part of the engine. This needs to come off of the stand, but I need to get this engine down this little bit of path, up there, through this gate, out here, and then into this kind of general area. Okay, so actual shout out to my neighbour for going away for a couple of days. I need to get this rear main seal out. I'm just going to clean up in here just a little bit. It's not too bad, to be honest with you. Clean up in there, and then gearbox.
I start by just going in a little bit of an angle, and I push and get the leading edge of the seal started. Then you take a soft hammer and start tapping it in the rest of the way. As long as you're careful, there's no need to come up with a special tool to do this.
So I've got the new Victor Reinz seal, rear main seal in. So now I just need to bolt the flywheel to here. So this is interesting. So this is the new flywheel. You can see it's just resting on the floor. And if I do that, you can see that actually moves a little bit. The top is moving separately from the other plate that's on the bottom. So if I come and take a look at the old one, does that do that? Yes. It does do that, but it moves way further. It's much more loose, and it's kind of got a very jelly-like feeling to it, whereas the other one out there is way more rigid. So that might well mean then that this was on its way out and did need replacing. To be honest with you, I spent 320 quid on this new one, so I'll take any excuse for it to actually have been worth it. Oh, you twat. I'm actually doing this. This is actually working. someone who's had absolutely no experience to someone able to do this. I'm pretty pleased with myself, I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, so this is where I need to use my trusty made up tool from last time, where I've put a bolt into the engine block, one of the gearbox holes, and all I do is I wrap a length of chain around these dowels, like so, and then that locks that in place, which means I can then torque the bolts down. It's what you call backyard ghetto engineering. Oh, that's not right. Oh, so it looks like these holes actually line up a different way. What? None of the holes line up. What? None of the holes on this flywheel line up. What the hell? You've got to be joking. Have I got the wrong flywheel? I must just have the wrong flywheel. Why can't anything just go smoothly for once? Right, that's it, they're all torqued down. Absolutely delightful. The flywheel goes on in a certain way, so although it looked like I was completely losing my mind, there's 8 holes and there is only one orientation which all of the holes line up. It just took me a little while to get there. And while I've got you here with my hat off, I just want to address something incredibly important, and that is I usually it's not that important. I usually shave my hair, and I am in the stage of growing it back, and I'm well aware that my head looks quite a lot like a microphone. I am absolutely terrified of walking down the street and someone just running up to me and then just starting to sing into my head. Just gonna give this flywheel face a little bit of a clean with some brake cleaner, just to get any grubby fingerprints or anything off there. Ah, I'm so annoyed at myself. So I'm just doing the bolts up on the clutch pressure plate. I've got my sheet here of all the torque values for everything on the car, and I just got down to the pressure plate bolts, and it says I need to use new bolts. Obviously, me being me, I don't have new bolts, so just go and get some, I hear you say. Well, the trouble is doing stuff like this when you're just kind of out in public is that if I go somewhere now, I'm just going to have to leave all this out for anyone to... So it's not really a case of just popping to BMW really quick and picking up some new bolts. It becomes a whole operation. Oh, why do I always do this? I made a flipping video about this the other day, about making sure that you plan everything, and I've just done another oversight, and now I've ground to a halt because that is holding me up. I can't put the gearbox on until this is obviously done. And I had a bit of a Google just to see if you actually do need new bolts, and I'm sure you see the same things that I do. You arrive at some forum and then there's just, you know, some bloke saying, well, I never reused the bolts, like it's absolutely fine in my 72 years of fixing cars. And then you look at his username and it's I smash birds daily 69, and you think probably not, buddy. Why don't these bolts come in the kit when you get the clutch? Hiya, I'm looking for some pressure plate bolts for a Mini R53. Don't know if you got any in stock. SV06, that's it, yep. Okay, yeah, yeah, I can come up in the morning and go up, grab them, that'd be good. Brilliant, cheers bud. Thanks, bye. That was my local mini garage. They don't even have any in stock until tomorrow morning. He said he's got 4, not 6, which is what I need. How's he got 4? Oh well, so that's that for today then. I got them. This engine and gearbox going back in this car today if it's the last thing I do. Okay, so now all I've got to do is mate the gearbox back up to the engine. I shan't lie to you, I thought that was going to be an absolute unmitigated nightmare. But that literally just mated up within a matter of 3 minutes of me just wobbling it around a little bit and just kind of eyeing it up. I'm not complaining. What I am going to do now is I'm going to fit the starter motor, because this is great actually that it's out like this, because getting this bolt into the top of the starter motor when you're actually laying under the car is a bit of a nightmare. So I can bolt up the starter motor now to there, and I think whilst it's out I'm also going to actually refill this gearbox with oil. It's just going to be a little bit easier I think just to get into the drain plugs wherever that is. I can't remember. Oh, down there of course, yeah, that's where I so it's these two plugs I think. That's where I drain the oil from anyway, so I hope so. So there's a little guard that goes in there as well, starter motor, and then whiz in the bolts, and then engine in the car. Okay, so that is the starter motor back on. I've got the little dust shield back on down there, and I'm not going to fill this up with oil because I thought I had already bought gear oil, but turns out I haven't, so I messed up there. What a surprise. Okay, so here's a bit of a problem that I'm having. I've got these two brackets. I'm pretty sure this one is where the throttle body mounts up to, but because I took these off so long ago, I cannot remember where they actually fit to, where they mounted to. This one in particular, I've got zero recollection, and I was so sure at the time that I was going to remember exactly where it went, because I thought I was only going to have the gearbox and engine out for, you know, a day, 2 days. In the event, it's been a long time. Okay, so I just went inside and I just had to scrub through hours worth of footage. I actually saved all of the clips from when I've been taking the engine out, so I was just having to trawl all the way through them trying to find the point where I took all these brackets off. So there's one there, this actually goes there like that, and that holds the throttle body on like that. Obviously I've got to turn this hose around, and then this bad boy here actually comes around the back here and attaches to the starter motor. There was a load of cables that was cable tied to this. I'm now going to have to undo that, fit this back on, and then I think this is, I mean, if I offer this up, it doesn't really want to go, it doesn't really want to fit, so I'm not entirely sure, but I can work that out when the engine is actually back in the car. Okay, so I've actually spent way too long farting about with those brackets. Those brackets came off when the engine was in the car, so they can go back on when the engine is back in the car. So I'm just going to lift it up, put it in, I suppose. wasn't too bad at all. I mean, this is still mildly terrifying, but the engine is back in the car. Right, we now have something approaching a put together car, and I've now just kind of started to sort out some of the wiring, just kind of offer it up, you know, in somewhat of the place where it's got to go. So I thought this was going to be really horrible working out what was where, but really it's kind of hard to get it really wrong because everything is just right. So if you've got a cable that's like miles out of here, you know it's just in the wrong place, because you know it's only if there was a plug for here, you know, the cable only goes to there. There are some things that I've got to work out, such as where on earth did this ground go? I've got no idea where that went. So I've got a lot of kind of trawling through all my old footage just to see how I took this apart so that I can put it back together safely. And look, I don't want to get all gushy or motivational or anything like that. I'm English. But I hope this kind of goes to show that if an absolute moron like me can get involved, take an engine out, fix some stuff, although I don't know if it's all actually fixed yet, to be fair, but you know, just get your hands dirty and do things that you didn't think that you were ever likely to do because you didn't have the facilities, you didn't have the tools. I hope this kind of goes to show that you can just do it if you just try. And you know, if there ends up just being one of you who takes a look at what I've done here, just kind of in a communal car park, you know, in my garden, and thinks, well, he managed to do that, maybe I could give it a go, and then you do give it a go, that's my job complete as far as I'm concerned. Getting your missus to agree to having your garden as a workshop, though, is a different matter. Maybe that is a topic for another time.